Welcome back, guys, for another Timberborn update, and later in the video I'm going to give you a sneak peek at the Temple of Supreme Awesomeness. So the day started really well. Our water levels were awesome, like really high. In fact, they got so high that it actually flooded some of these areas that I dammed off. I made the decision to get the power plant back online, so got it all started up and got the reservoir primed, and it all went really smoothly. I mean, it filled up really nicely, no problems whatsoever. It just started up really nicely. And what I wanted to know was, if I just let it run, how would our water hold out? Would our water situation go completely to hell again, or would we be good? I ran it for a few cycles, including this one. This was a 29-day drought, that's as bad as it's going to get. And we're only down 2 tiles, little bit over 2 tiles. And after the shortest possible wet season, this is cycle 71, day 6, we'd recovered. So, well, not completely. We recovered to the point of having a full tile back, which I think is not too bad. I mean, if we'd had another day or 2 of water, then we would have been looking really good. So I think we're okay. But it was at that point that I started thinking about like evaporation in general and what you could do to combat it. And I was looking at the map and I was thinking, well, what about if you took all the water out of the lakes and stacked it all in a giant reservoir here, like 12 tiles deep? Complete tangent, down the rabbit hole. I ended up designing like 2 or 3 different giant reservoirs. I did a circular one that was like 61 tiles across, and I got like a pixel circle generator to generate the circle, and I did that, and it didn't look good. I did a rectangular one that looked really awful, but then I was like, well, actually, it was pictured. This was your idea, wasn't it? You were like, well, why don't you make it more castle-y?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got, let me show you just very quickly. So if you take just a regular wall, it's really boring, right? It's just a wall, nothing. But if you get creative, you can start to make it look a bit more interesting. So we've got some decorations in here. Let's unlock the 1x1 roof and the 1x2 roof. These can start to become really good decorations for a castle. So if you, for example, you put those up there, and then if you turn this one sideways and put those in, then you can start to get some interesting like battlements and stuff. So the idea became, well, maybe do kind of a big rectangular reservoir, decorate the walls as battlements, put some towers on the corner so it's not just boring walls. And yeah, I spent I spent far too much time experimenting with that. But in the end, I looked at the map and I was like, yeah, but I really like the big blue lakes. And also, the most logical place to have it was here, but even at 12 tiles high, which is only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which would only be that high, because this water's 4 tiles deep already, it kind of interferes with the temple. You'll see in a minute. And then these ruins are kind of in the way as well, and I want to keep those. So I ended up just like, nah, this idea's not going anywhere. And that's what happens when you start, messing around with ideas. Some of them pan out and some of them don't. But I was like half a day wasted going down that rabbit hole. So then I got focused again, and I got back to starting to work on the Temple of Supreme Awesomeness. So let me show you a sneak peek of kind of where this is headed. Now, I want you to treat this like concept art. This is a design idea. The finished thing is not going to look like this. I mean, the elements of it, yes, but it's going to be far more dressed up than this. This was just like a proof of concept, and I've already moved like way beyond this, but this will give you some of the basic ideas. I ran into a lot of problems trying to put this in, specifically with the power lines, trying to keep everything hooked up without actually removing water wheels and losing power was a real headache. But I think I've managed to solve every problem today. So from that perspective, today was really productive. I do love it. I do love so you've got the supreme awesomeness in the center, flanked by these pillars of flame, and I don't know. When you saw this the first time, did you go? I hope you did. I hope you will when you see the final one, because the final one is going to be like so much more impressive than this. It's going to be dressed up. We're going to have trees and scenery around. There's going to be farms. I've already come up with some design ideas for some farmland in front here. I do love the way these platforms create pillars. And then what I wanted was to take away a lot of the movement and create more of a static facade, if you like. And I think this achieves that. I have been trying to solve the issues that I've got around how I even access this. So I was trying out this idea of having like these great big bridges going to these platforms in like somewhere in the middle, and the builders can access it that way. But I think I think I'm gonna have something like that. But I tried another idea with the platforms extending way back, and it seemed to work. So that's the direction I'm headed at the moment. And I've also putting in bridges, like towers and bridges coming in from the sides. And I've been experimenting with what buildings I can use and like how they kind of fit into the structure and whatever. And I got to say, that's working out kind of well. What I'm going to do now, you're probably going, well, hang on a minute, you've removed 4 power wheels here, and I have. But I'm actually going to move them somewhere else. So at the moment, we're in a situation where we've got no loss of overall power. I think I'm probably going to end up losing 4 water wheels for something that I want to do kind of behind the main facade. But we'll see. It's still a work in progress. It's much more difficult than I actually thought it was going to be. I have had an enormous amount of fun playing around with it, though. I do love it. I love this facade. It's kind of epic. Anyway, that's enough of me wittering on, because otherwise I'll be here for hours. That is a sneak peek at the Temple of the Supreme Awesomeness. I love that. You can see it from up when you're up on the castle. But you can see how, like, that reservoir idea would have kind of impacted this, because it would have been up at this kind of level, which would have blocked out a lot of this from certain views, which does not work for me. So yeah, I scrapped that idea. Okay, right. Hopefully tomorrow, now that I've worked out virtually all the problems, I should be able to actually start recording the next big build. So what I'm going to be doing is recording it. it's like I've just got to like start and get it done. But yeah, all the logistic problems are sorted. So metal's coming from over here. There's going to be a colony down here, and yeah, it's just like ship the materials in and get this built. I don't foresee any major problems. So hopefully tomorrow I should have really good news on progress. If you want to find out, yes, you'll have to tune in for the next one. All right, guys, thanks for being here. I'll catch you for the next one. Peace out.